Darrowshire, a 4 versus 4 RT map, or in the making, created by Bedito. We're going to play 4 versus 4. 4 humans versus 4 insane computers. And see how that works. My team has picked the most annoying colours imaginable. So I ended up picking grey as well. They've gone with like black, brown, and like another brown. It's like, oh, really? Okay, so since we got Night Elf, I should try to think, open up an expansion perhaps? Do anything I can to get an advantage versus computers that are insane. They are typically quite tough. Oh nice, you got a Doom Worm. You don't normally see those. If I build my tree here, I don't think they're going to aggro on that one. I think I'm pretty safe there. Got a tavern here. The request is Bedito. He wished to have his map reviewed, and that's what we're doing through gameplay. So far, it looks pretty gorgeous, really. I can't say anything negative off the bat. But obviously, we've only just started. But considering it's a tile set that isn't typically used, it's like Dalaran Autumn or something like that. Or Lordaeron Autumn. It's a sort of more macabre looking tile set. But it obviously can also still look really nice if the aesthetics are correct. And I'm seeing some corpses and some blighted areas with a burnt house to give some flavour. So that's nice. I assume the theory of Darrowshire is that it's been influenced by the attacks from the Legion and such. So it's like a human village, but it's also got the aftermath of being attacked by the undead, causing all sorts of trouble. This looks pretty doable, this Greek camp.
Understood. Have you reached a verdict? I can take it. Let me investigate.
I almost felt like I could take the Wisp and just dispel on them. I might do that for testing purposes, but I don't think it's going to work. Nah. It felt like I could do it though. I know, there are skeletons that can't, because they need to be summoned. I just tested to see if Bedito used them as summons or not. He's passed the test. You guys are going to want to get some expansions because we're up against insane computers. And they do build rather large armies.
Have you reached a verdict? Understood.
Nice.
Have you reached a verdict?
I'm going to go fan of nice, actually, instead of blink.
On your mark.
That June worm might help me. Might help me block a little bit.
Warriors have engaged the enemy. Have you reached a verdict? Let me investigate. Point the way. I am the iron hand of justice.
Don't need to use moon wells at the moment, because nighttime should be able to help heal me.
Understood.
Cloak of Shadows, useless.
Have you reached a verdict?
Just a few archers to help creep.
Let the hunt begin. Let me investigate.
Textures look nice.
I am the iron hand.
Tree setup looks nice. Lots of creep camps to do. Everything leads towards the middle. There's some more funky stuff at the north and the south. Reminds me of a Reign of Chaos map, actually. I can't remember what it was called. It was like the dark green one, Felwood or something like that. Along those lines. But it was a 2v2 map. Slippers of Agility, definitely better. Nice little camp. Apparently they support the Alliance.
Your building is understood.
Overclocked coming to the middle. Marketplace is always cool.
Justice shall be
I like a
swift.
marketplace.
Let the hunt begin. Have you reached
I'm not so sure about the very tight
Point the way.
creeping position, but of course it can be manipulated and pulled out, but not so useful for overclocks with those units.
Your building is complete.
Ashvalano. Let me investigate.
I could either go scumbag
I am the iron hand of justice.
and go for
Ashvalano.
mass chimeras, but I might just go for bears and stuff.
I am the iron hand of justice. Understood.
On your mark.
Let me investigate.
Our warriors have engaged the
Let me investigate.
Don't know if there's Shredder. Shops are near there.
Ashvalano.
Shredder's all the way on the way back.
I am the iron hand of justice.
I might go forward towards where their Shredder would be.
More lumber is required. Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Have you reached a verdict?
See if I can pick that up.
I can taste their
It's just ninja and everything.
On your mark.
Let the
Your building.
See if I come over here, I can take their Shredder
Ashvalano.
and then TP back if I have to.
Let me
It'll be
I am the
quicker for
iron
lumber
hand of
than going all the way
justice.
back myself and getting it.
Have you reached a verdict?
Point the way.
Justice shall be swift. Bend thy
Tech is going through.
Understood.
23 skidoo.
Ashvalano. Justice
Your
shall
building
be
Ghost
is
can
complete.
possess,
understood.
but I think that's
I
fine.
am the iron hand of justice.
I don't think she can possess a mechanical unit at all.
Oh, have you reached a verdict?
Oh really? You're going to still keep focusing that
I am
archer, are
the
you?
iron hand of justice.
Point the way.
Bend thy justice shall be swift.
Waiting on you.
Ashvalano. I am the iron hand of justice. Have you reached a verdict? Ashvalano. I am the iron hand of justice.
We can't build.
In thy delelu. Let the hunt begin. Understood.
Just thinking about poking one of the computers. See if I can force them all to TP to one another. Waste their resources.
Let me investigate.
Hello.
Justice shall be swift.
He's just sitting there.
I am the iron hand of
Oh,
justice.
wow.
On your mark.
Bend thy delelu.
Oh, that's not good.
Waiting on you.
Alright, well we know where we stand with him at least. Oh, really?
No.
One archer.
Have you reached a
Point the
verdict?
way. Waiting on you.
Let me investigate.
Research finished.
Understood.
Your building
Let the
is
hunt
complete.
begin. Bend thy delelu.
We got what we came for though.
And taste their fear.
So there's your shredders. There's a red camp
I am
over
the
here.
iron hand of justice.
Can try for that.
Bend thy delelu. Have you reached a
On your mark.
verdict? Let me investigate.
Tyrell's up the top.
Your building is complete.
Have you reached a verdict?
I'll change that so you can see where my allies
I
are.
am the iron hand of justice.
Overclock's taking this spot.
Ashvalano.
This is a pretty big camp. And by pretty big camp, that's a really massive
Let me
camp.
investigate.
That's not really doable right now.
Let me investigate.
That's
I am
definitely more doable. The web spinner can produce
Have you reached a verdict?
undead.
Justice shall be swift.
My strength is yours. Victory is at hand. I'm awake. I'm awake.
Let me investigate.
Where shall I
Ashvalano. Have you reached a verdict?
Should get a second hero.
Our time is yours. My strength is yours.
Let me investigate.
Where shall I strike?
Nice Nerubian cigarettes. Oh, hello.
Awake.
Bend
I'm
thy
awake.
Ganked.
Let the hunt begin. Understood.
Our time is yours.
Ashvalano. Let the hunt begin. Understood.
Kill my archer.
Have engaged the
Let
enemy.
me
Don't want to give the computer the experience. I call map hack on that.
You reached a
Your
verdict.
building is complete.
Let me investigate.
Your building is complete.
They shall not
Point the
escape.
way.
I can taste their fear. Ashvalano. Justice shall be swift.
Where are they going
I
now?
can taste their fear.
You can use the terrain to block off pathing.
Let me
Point the
investigate.
way.
Justice shall be swift. Let the hunt begin.
Oop, they're making the foolish mistake of trying to attack us.
I am the Iron Hand.
We baited him. He's bringing in more though.
Where shall I strike?
Keep things simple and back over here.
Our warriors have engaged the
I am
enemy.
the Iron
The
Hand.
building is complete.
Let me investigate. Bend thy
Overclocked and I doing some serious damage.
the Iron Hand.
See if we can force one of the computers to help out. They're currently attacking... Oh no, I said overclocked. Who is this? It's Key Chrono.
Bend thy
It's Key Chrono. Sorry. Overclock getting all the credit.
Understood. Let the hunt begin. Bend thy
Ah, now we've got some TPs.
I am the Iron Hand of justice. Have you reached a verdict? Let me investigate.
What do you mean your mana?
I am the Iron Hand of justice. Understood. Have you reached a verdict? I will taste it. Understood. Let the hunt begin. Bend thy
You coward, Key Chrono!
Your building is Have you reached a verdict?
Your building is complete.
Bend thy Understood. Justice
Where
shall be
shall I
swift.
strike?
Let the hunt
I'm
begin.
awake. I'm awake.
Taste their
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Let the hunt
Okay, some ogres there.
I can taste their fear. Let me
Got some trolls over here.
have you reached a verdict?
I can aggro the trolls
Bend
to
thy
defend me. Although now the computer stopped chasing. So we might just creep these. I'm just holding on to my gold like a madman because I want to go crazy on it at some point.
We can't build there.
Hey guys,
Hitsua!
it's your boy Richard.
It's your boy.
Me not that kind of orc.
I'm awake.
Shit. These trolls are really nasty.
Where shall I strike? Once.
I am the Iron Hand of justice.
Third hero. It's fine.
Bend thy
No problem.
Our warriors have engaged.
There are a lot of goblin laboratories.
Have you reached a verdict?
You went crazy on that.
Let the hunt begin. I am the Iron Hand of justice. Bend thy
Command me.
Ashvalano.
Your building is complete.
Why do sappers do that every time? They always let you down.
Your building
Our warriors have engaged. Your
let me
building is
investigate. I can taste their fear. Have you reached a verdict?
leading the way.
I am the Iron Hand of justice.
We can't build there.
Have you reached a verdict? Let me investigate.
Are you threatening me? What?
We are poised to strike. Your building is complete. Our warriors have engaged.
Ashvalano. I am the Iron Hand of justice. Justice shall be swift. Ashvalano. Have you reached a verdict? Bend thy belly.
Oh, the bear!
I am the Iron Hand of justice.
We are poised to strike.
Ashvalano.
trying to spread the DPS here.
Of course.
Your man.
Once.
Your man.
I am the Iron Hand.
Pull the Keep of the Grove back and let the Priestess of the Moon get the rest of the kills.
We must act.
So she doesn't keep getting Death Coil.
Trust in my command.
Anodora. I can't.
I am the Iron Hand. Justice.
Back. Back.
Then by then. Have you reached a verdict?
As I hope. Onward.
Then by then. I can taste their fear.
We are poised to strike.
Justice shall be swift.
What?
Have you reached a verdict?
Oh, I can see all the computers here. Looks like a computer wants a piece of Night Elf. Looks very scary indeed, actually. That's a huge army. Boys! Gonna need some assistance. Ah, indeed. The undead's always the most aggressive. Always. I'll lose. No wonder I built so many of those things. Gonna lose them all.
Have you reached a verdict? Then by then. I am the Iron Hand. We are poised to strike. Let me investigate. I am the Iron Hand.
Nice and comfortable fight.
I am the Iron Hand of
Okay, you got like a weird wisp thing going on over here.
Let me investigate.
Keeper has
Have you
awakened.
reached a verdict?
So you got the expansions up here. Then you got like this mimicked at the bottom as well. If you want the shop or more mercs. And then at the very top more Goblin Labs. It's a pretty large map, but it's not a bad thing. Because Nerubian Passage was a new one, and that was very good. And that's very large. Not sure what else you could put in other than the shop. Try to establish something a bit more funky. We've been beaten, boys.
I am the Iron Hand. I can taste
I'm awake. I'm awake.
justice shall be swift.
Maybe when I can get Starfall on the go.
Understood. Ashvalano. I am the Iron Hand of justice. Let me investigate. Ben thy
Trying to sneak around the back here.
Ashvalano. Ben thy delelu. Let me investigate. I can taste their fear.
Could do like a Zeppelin drop for some computer TPs.
Have you reached a verdict?
Our time is yours. My strength is yours.
Oh, I've got so many bears there.
I'm awake. At once.
Ashvalano. Have you reached a
Where
verdict?
shall I strike? I'm awake. I'm awake. Are you threatening me? Our time is yours.
Let me investigate. iron hand of justice.
Our warriors have engaged.
You are not prepared. You better watch where you step, buddy.
I am vigilant. Having reached
So the map is quite dark, but that's obviously part of the tile set. I'm not normally a huge fan of dark maps, but I think on the rare occasion it really kind of benefits because there's not many maps like this. Oh, right, there's a huge force over here. Shit. Shit. I've got no 2p. Mistakes were maybe made. Computer's got so damn much. Well, looks like we're okay. Managed to come back from that.
I am the iron hand of justice.
Right, we do have taverns. I am curious about this shop in the middle.
Research having reached a verdict.
Trust in my plan.
We are poised to strike.
Our
Having reached a
warriors
verdict.
have engaged the enemy.
Oh, the boots is gone.
Ben thy delelu.
Probably overclocked.
Let me investigate.
We must act. Trust in my plan.
Oh, thanks. Those chimeras just like obliterated my
I
bears.
am the iron hand of justice.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Ben I am the iron hand of justice.
We must act. As I thought.
We are poised to strike. I am the iron hand of justice.
Trust in my plan. Our warriors have engaged. Prepare to moonstruck.
Oh, we did get Starfall.
Leading the way. As I thought.
In comes the cavalry.
I am the iron hand.
Hey there, Mawson. What do I think about having no creeps at the marketplace? I think that's actually fine.
Have engaged the enemy.
It's not something that definitely needs a market creeps by it. I think it's common to do that because it's just another place to stick creeps at, but yeah, I don't think it's necessary. Makes it more potentially accessible. Like if they needed to make a comeback, the enemy team, they'd be more likely to be able to get there if it hadn't been crept to buy an item that could do the trick. So much TK from those damn chimeras. Jesus.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
I am the iron hand of justice.
It's very nice though. You got a good spread of trees and lots of cliffs to sort of separate the tiles and the positions of locations. So it's something to consider.
My plan.
Of course, air is always going to be strong because it can just bypass all of that stuff. So you don't want to overdo it, but
Warriors have engaged
you got like a, I don't know, this is a bit too over the top. You might have like pushed the terrain a little bit too high here. Almost looks a bit comical.
Our time is short, of course.
Otherwise, it's fine. I like bears.
Trust in my command.
I am the
Thinking about doing a
Iron
campaign at one point. Not anytime soon, Morton, no. Those things take a long time.
I am the Iron Hand of Justice. We must bend thy will.
We are poised to strike.
Look at that clever Crypt Lord.
I can taste it.
It bloody was overclocked.
Trust in my command. Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
I shall not. I vigil. Bend thy will. We must let him
No, my bear. Computer scumbagging it and massing towers.
Leading the way.
I am the Iron Hand of Justice.
Is it noticeable that I based your map on Death Knell 4v4? No. It looks like it holds up on its own, to be honest. I didn't think of Death Knell. No one thinks of Death Knell because it's shit. Strange that you would say that, though. I mean, I can sort of see it now that you've mentioned it. Sort of like the four corners. Like, that's one player. That's two players. That's two players. But this allows much more freedom of movement. Death Knell doesn't allow you to go straight through the middle like that. At least not on that side.
I am the Iron Hand of Justice.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Bend thy will. Have you reached the river?
Uh-oh.
Let him. Bend thy
Trust in my command. We must act. Trust in my
Overclock's getting mega blocked. Mega blocks.
I am the Iron Hand of Justice. Let him. I am the Iron Hand of Justice. Have you reached the river?
Ah, finally. Got tranquility. A much needed one.
I am the Iron Hand of Justice.
So nice.
Let him.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy. Our gold mine has collapsed.
I think that's the benefit of making a large map, is it just allows more walkways and more pathways for players to, you know, find ways around the map and be so restricted. Did the item drops, creep camps feel balanced? I'd say yes, because it doesn't feel like I got anything too overpowered. But it still feels like I got some things that are exciting, such as the Staff of Silence. Rune Brace is good versus undead, you know, some useful items that can still
Bend thy
play a part, but they're not going to completely break the game. I suppose it's always nice if there's like one super creep camp that sort of drops like Crown of Kings or something, but that would be like for the middle, wouldn't it? That's the only other choice, is if you did decide to put creep camps there and have some super creep there so people could fight over it. But if you did that, I don't know if you need to somehow push this more there, so you've got just a bit more space in the middle without accidentally aggroing these. That's only if you wish to do that, though. Maybe you don't. Looks good, though. Feels like the light posts are floating a bit, though. I don't know if there's a way to cast shadows. Maybe you haven't calculated all the shadows, or maybe they just don't cast a shadow. Did you calculate shadows before finishing the map? Creeps in the middle would screw pathing up. Well, that's another consideration. It's a good point. I never like creeps being in the position of where you can right click to. In some cases, it's not terrible. It depends how far distance. But if I right-click to an enemy base, I don't want my peon or my grunts to run through like 6 different creep camps. So that is a good argument for not having a strong creep camp there. The only way you can do that then is if you just sort of, I don't know, you positioned it slightly higher or something. But then that would kind of mess up the feel of it being directly in the middle. But if it's just outside of the way. But I wouldn't worry about it then. That's just a choice. What about some rock golems? Maybe if you removed the 2 creep camps here, because there's already like this one up here and that one there, and you just made some big creep camp for like rock golems at the top and at the bottom, or top and bottom potentially, and have like this as a green spot instead, green to orange spot. Otherwise, it's pretty damn good, to be honest. It's pretty worthy of being on. It's better than some of the 4 versus 4 RT maps that are already on the ladder at the moment, so I would give it my approval in that sense.
Understood.
It's fun to have some flavor.
Have you reached a verdict?
Very large bases when you think about it. Obviously the trees have been chopped. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. It does leave you open though. I don't know. I think that's okay. Maybe the bottom seems like really extended. The other bases look like they got more of a sort of choke point. Alright, well there you go, there's Darrowshire. You can download that at Hive Workshop or in the link in the video description. All bases have about the same choke point in the beginning. I'll take your word for it because obviously a lot of the trees have been destroyed here. Thanks to this cheeky shredder. There was kind of a choke point at the bottom, but I really wanted... You wanted at those trees. I think this looks a little bit clunky, this sort of section. I don't know if you could just maybe move that creep camp to here instead. I don't know if that's because it aggroes with them. If you had that sort of more where it's on the path going towards this way. It's not a huge deal though. This just looks a little bit forced. This whole bit looks just a bit forced. Like it looks a bit plain. It's just a strange criticism, but it's not really a huge issue. And obviously that's way too high. It's kind of reminds me a bit of full-scale assault without the blocked off cliffs, so you can still access, but these positions are like you've got to go up several layers to get there. I saw a Fellhound drop. What about an Infernal drop? Infernal or Doomguard. So you could always get a potential Infernal or Doomguard to buy out of the marketplace as well. I think the gold mines are okay. I can't find many faults with those. Obviously a bit more positioned forward. Most maps have the gold mines sort of next to the players or behind them. A level 7 item would be too strong on the Red Creek camp, according to Hive Workshop mapping mod. Eh. I feel like it could do nicely with one. Like if you included that red golem camp, you could do that. If you think there's Sanctuary right now, that is a red creek camp, but the Ogre Magi drops an Infernal, so that already exists on the ladder currently. So if you put it on a Granite Golem, which is much harder to kill, it would be more worthy of an item like that. Oh, I got beaten by one of the computers for gold. GG.